important issues up,
Okay.
if you want to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything earth-shattering here on the, okay, so I'd like to call the Traffic Commission hearing of May 28th to order. Members present are Nick Rystrom, City Engineer, Police Chief James Guido, City Planner Frank Stringy, and myself, Paul Agenzio, Superintendent of Public Works. We're going to start with public hearings. The first order of business is Furlong Drive in a southerly direction, southerly side, excuse me, Lee Burbank Highway to 3 Furlong Drive, add 2-hour parking. Anyone here wishing to speak in favor of that? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Anyone
Mr. Chairman,
opposed
Ira.
to this?
Mr.
Go ahead,
Chairman,
Ira.
it's Ira. Thank you.
Yes.
And that Furlong Drive, that's the area between the Sunoco station and the entrance to FedEx. And I did attempt to do this a couple of years ago because the little diner across the street runs out of space. And most of their activity is on weekends anyways, and there isn't that much FedEx traffic on trucks coming by there. So I know Joanne McKenna, put this in again, and I support it. They're good people down there, and they need that extra 4 or 5 spaces of parking. So I would think
Okay,
this is appropriate. Thank you.
Okay, Sergeant Janino, what exists there now? Is it? Can't hear you, Sergeant.
He's muted.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, I went there with Councilor McKenna about 3 or 4 months ago, and we looked at the area, and there's plenty of room to put in 3 or 4 parking spaces between the FedEx gate and the Sunoco station. It's not going to affect the traffic coming in,
Okay.
that's about.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, all opposed? So
Aye.
ordered.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Aye, Ira.
Jimmy.
Chief Bright has joined the meeting, just to let you know.
Hi, Chief.
Hi, Chief.
Aye, Chief.
Sorry about your loss today.
Yeah.
Item number 2 on the public hearing is amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, handicapped persons parking areas by adding 181 Mountain and 325 Beach Street. Anyone wish to speak in favor of this? Anyone opposed to these 2 spots? Ralph, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Chairman. 181 Mountain Ave meets all the criteria, all the paperwork is in set. So under our ordinances, that one should be approved for a handicap sign installation.
Okay,
And then the second one that is on the agenda, which is 325 Beach Street, that one does not meet all the city ordinances. So at this time, that one be a recommendation that one should be denied.
okay. Taking the first one, 181 Mountain. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
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 Okay, that's
Aye.
been passed.
Mr. Chairman, on the second one, Ralph, what is the criteria that does not meet?
There is a driveway there, number one, and number two, they are not the homeowner.
Okay, are they tenants?
They are, yes, they are tenants, and that there was other paperwork that they did not provide that needed to be provided. So due to the ordinances, it has to be the
So-
homeowner. And there is off-street parking that is allowed there.
Mr. Chair,
Yes. Yes, chief.
isn't the space for in the street? I'll make a motion, we lay this on the table so the people can provide the proper paperwork.
Okay, motion
Just
to
a
lay on the
question,
table.
Ralph. Mr. Chairman, a question for Ralph. Is this a single or two-family home? You know?
Three-family home, three-family.
Okay. So the driveway, is only one driveway for all three units?
There's a long drive that goes to the back of the residence for parking.
Okay.
Right, so is that an inconvenience for the handicapped person? I don't know what the disability is, but I'd like to hear more about this.
They want it so that that can be picked up by a third party. They don't need it for parking their vehicle.
Oh, then if that's the case, then I withdraw my motion if they don't have a vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, motion withdrawn. Do I hear a motion to deny?
I'll make a
Motion to
motion to
deny.
deny.
Motion to deny, second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
Okay, all right.
Aye.
325B3 is denied. Third item on the agenda. Public hearing to remove the angle parking on Pearl Ave and change it to parallel parking. Anyone wish to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to this change? Sergeant, yes? Unmute yourself.
I just want to make I went through a council McKenna also. It's not an approved area for angle parking at this time. However, the people that live there are parking on an angle and it's narrowing the street out. So I mean, there's nothing on the books regulating any parking over there. I think we should probably start tagging the cars parking on an angle.
So is that just an enforcement issue because parallel parking isn't allowed
I
present?
think we should notify the residents up there that there is no angle parking allowed.
Okay.
You know, put warnings in the cars for the first month or so, and then start tagging them. Because it is making a hazard.
Okay. So I guess we'll lay this on the table because angle parking isn't approved anyway. And Sergeant Janino will follow up with enforcement. Okay? Item number 4. Hearing to amend Schedule 9 of Title 10 isolated stop signs by adding Sprague Street westbound at Winthrop Ave. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to this? Okay. Sergeant Janino, do you have an opinion on this?
Right now, the matter of Sprague should be at Woodruff Avenue. There's no stop sign, nothing on the books for it.
Okay.
The traffic's just merging in over there.
Okay. So do you feel a stop sign would be appropriate?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the stop sign.
Okay.
I'll
motion to approve. Do I hear a
second
second? Okay, second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Chief. All in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Sprague Street stop sign is approved. Number 5, a public hearing to establish a temporary municipal parking lot during redevelopment construction and for snow emergency purposes at the Mckinley School. The lot to the left of the basketball court and the lot at the rear of the Mckinley School shall be striped accordingly. This will provide business patrons and residents of this area with options for parking at a congested lower end of Yeaman Street. Do I hear anyone in favor of this?
Paul, this is Julie. I just want to flag this because we've identified this lot as a place alternative parking in the event that we decide to do takeaway parking on Broadway for any type of outdoor seating or anything like that.
Okay,
Okay,
so you would prefer it not be striped for parking, or you would?
no, we're naming it as an alternative parking
Parking spot, okay,
location.
very
Okay.
good. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Mr.
Mr.
DeChico?
Chairman, I just have a question on it for ADA laws or rules. Depending on how many spots are going to be there, can we just make sure that there's going to be a handicap spot provided through the guidelines? However, how many spots are going to be there, we just state to the guidelines to require a handicap parking spot also.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor?
Motion in order, Mr. Chair, motion to approve.
Hold on, I
Motion
have
to
a
approve.
question. I have a
Go
Can I
ahead.
ask a question first?
Are we allowing overnight
Deep dive.
parking there? Are
we
we
allowing
allowing
overnight
overnight
parking?
parking?
In my
the
opinion,
residents.
no. Well, in my opinion, no, but does anyone else have an opinion?
Well, this needs to be addressed. If we're gonna have a parking lot, people are gonna park in it.
I just got bumped. I got a question. We on number 4 still?
Say that again, please.
I got bumped off. We're on number 4 still?
No, that's been approved. We're on
And
number
five.
5.
All
Five.
right, I got a problem with that also.
Okay,
Have you ever been up there at all? When you're pulling that parking lot, on the right-hand side, there's like a 1-foot drop off. That's not really, you can't really see it. And it might be a little hazardous. We don't address that situation first.
okay. I
It's like a
don't,
step.
so this doesn't call for parking on the basketball court. It's just a small area from the court to the school. Is that the area that has the drop off, Sergeant?
Yeah, as soon as you pull in the drive on the right-hand side, it's
Okay.
about maybe 10 feet long, and it drops down about maybe 12 to 18 inches down.
Okay,
It's not really marked. If you pull in and don't realize it, they're right off of it. So we should probably address that situation before we authorize it. You know,
Okay.
right now, do it at your own risk, but
okay, if we approve it, we could put up a small piece of fence or something, to make sure nobody accesses the parking lot over that mound. We could do that.
Mr. Chairman, I would also like that we post it that after 8 PM or 9 PM, you need a resident sticker.
Subject to overnight resident parking, okay?
Whatever time we feel would be suitable. If it's gonna help the businesses, we should coordinate the time with the time the business is closed, maybe 10 o'clock,
Okay,
just so someone doesn't leave their,
Just an FYI on the business proposal to eliminate parking for outdoor extending the sidewalk. It's going to be either 1 to 2 nights a week for a designated time. That has yet to be decided, but once it is, we could forward it on to you.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, I had a
So,
question also.
yes, Mr. Reichman.
So it says temporary. What is it? What's it mean by temporary? Temporary meaning different times in the day, or temporary meaning after a certain, 6 months, it goes away? Like, what does the temporary mean?
Well, it says redevelopment construction, a little ambiguous. I'm not quite sure. Okay, I guess temporarily until a time we deem it not necessary anymore. How does that sound?
Okay.
All right, so to be clear, this would establish a temporary municipal parking lot at the Mckinley School between the basketball court and the school, and in the rear of the Mckinley School. This will be subject to overnight resident sticker parking. And it will be on a temporary basis until the Traffic Commission determines it's no longer necessary. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, also subject to a barrier being put up to prevent that drop off.
Okay,
So once that is complete, then we can take, adopt this.
okay.
I'll second
Allow
it.
it.
Second, all in favor, all opposed? Okay, so
Aye.
ordered.
Aye.
Right.
All right, okay. Number 6, amend Schedule 8 of Title 10 parking restrictions generally by adding Ann Road, southerly side, Malden Street to a point 40 feet west, no parking. Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the Traffic Commission, thank you very much. As I stated on the last meeting on February 27th, I've been having a major problem with people parking the daycare center next to 360 Malden Street. They're parking on Ann Road, and they're parking, that's not the problem, as I stated before. I submitted some pictures showing the actual parking in front of my dad's memorial. They're parking, I have pictures of them parking in my driveway. Even members of Ann Road taped some videos that I can provide to you. I had the ward councilor down there to see it himself, and he wrote a letter in support. Even to the point where, and I'm not going to go on, even to the point where the day before Memorial Day this occurred, we had 2 confrontations, and it just not stopped doing it. I mean, it died down a little bit because of the closing of the daycare center, but they're still not respecting the dedication. And it is, my entire family has witnessed this at various times. We're there all the time. And I just respectfully ask that that this commission amend this particular title. I deeply appreciate it.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone opposed to this? Okay, so I went down there today and marked off an area, Mr. Festa. I noticed you had a kind of a red mark where you had wanted the sign. I measured it out, and from my measurements, I marked a spot 40 feet
Okay.
from Malden Street and about 25 feet from the stop bar. So it's quite a ways back. It completely clears the memorial, and we should be able to install it ASAP if it's approved. Do I hear a motion to
Thank you.
approve? Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
all in favor, all
of you.
opposed?
Thank you.
Okay,
Aye.
thank you.
Aye.
Thank you so
Aye.
much.
Aye.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, item number 7, a public hearing to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10 parking restrictions generally by adding 1380 North Shore Road, easterly for 10 feet and easterly for 10 feet, and 100 Campbell Ave, both sides 10 feet north. No parking between signs. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this?
Mr. Chairman, Ira,
Yes, go ahead, Councilor Novoselsky.
thank you. These are my requests. We talked about them at the last meeting when we put it forward to the public hearing. And these are those crosswalks that fall in the middle of intersections, away from intersections, and specifically down by the Caravan Club and also at the public stairs on Campbell Ave. So these are basically, we're setting up safety zones, 10 feet on either side of the crosswalk. The only one that is maybe an issue is the easterly crosswalk, which really does, the easterly crosswalk actually falls in front of driveways at condominiums. So I don't think we would
Okay.
put signs there. So there's a, those are those 81 Campbell Ave, 83 Campbell Ave. That crosswalk actually ties into their driveways, I'm sorry, into their
Okay.
driveways and then goes across the street to the public stairs. So I would say, once, if these are both for both sides of the crosswalk, I'm not sure. I'd have to double check with Sergeant Janino. But if it's only for the 100 Campbell Ave, it would be for the westerly side. Not
Okay,
both
because
sides, not
it's
both
a
directions.
one-way, because it's a one-way street.
It's a one-way street, right?
So it'd just be the westerly side.
It'd just be the westerly side,
Okay,
so it'd be the north side of the westerly, north 10 feet and south 10 feet of the westerly side of the crosswalk.
okay. And
Both
Sergeant,
sides of one end of the crosswalk.
okay. Sergeant Janino, do we have authority to place no parking signs on North Shore Road?
We have to go before the state on that for approval.
Okay. Councilor Novoselsky, are you aware of that? Or?
No, I missed that, I'm sorry.
No, Sergeant
What was the
Janino
issue?
said we would have to go and, it's a state road, and Sergeant Janino has stated that we would need to go and get permission from the state for the North Shore Road one.
That's for the 1380 North Shore Road
Yes.
one.
Yes,
We've been in discussion with Mark Kratman,
okay,
and I know Sergeant Janino hasn't, but his basic philosophy is technically there's no parking on any state road, including North Shore Road, but because one end is Old North Shore Road and it's 90% residential, even though this may be some commercial, what's happening is people are parking there next to the crosswalk and going into Boston and parking there all day long. And he has no problem with us putting things in as long as we enforce it and it doesn't affect Mass Dot's operations.
okay.
So the only thing,
I can make a courtesy call to Mass Highway tomorrow or Monday. I know what's going on if you want.
Okay, please.
That would be fine. Can
Julie, were
can
you saying something?
I,
Yeah,
never mind, never
Go,
mind.
Julie.
Never
Julie,
mind.
you're all set, Julie?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing is, since we've been waiting so long with this thing, is there possible that we can approve it contingent upon Mass Highway's input?
Yes, I believe Sergeant Gino was just going to give them a heads up that we were doing it, and, if there was no problem, we would go right ahead and do it. So,
Okay.
all right.
Appreciate
hear a
it.
motion?
Well, just put the signs in, and like I said, just notification that we are putting them in.
Okay,
And we'll
Yeah,
just-
okay. So that's
Motion
gonna
to
be
approve?
amended.
I'll make
Gonna be
the motion to
amended.
approve.
That's
As
on the
amended.
easterly side. That's correct. Thank you.
Mr. Rystrom, go ahead.
I'm saying I'd like to make a motion to approve contingent upon state approval.
Okay. Motion to approve North Shore
Seconded.
1380 North. Second? Okay, all in favor,
I
opposed?
think, hold on. I thought we just needed to notify them, not seek their approval.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
notify them.
We're just
They've
gonna,
been pretty good with us down there.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, motion to approve
And
while
notified,
also seeking, while also notifying the state.
Second? Thank you very much. All in favor, all opposed?
aye.
Was that for both of them?
No,
Mr.
that was
Chairman?
just for 1380. Now we're
Okay,
gonna go to
ahead.
100 Campbell
100.
Avenue. Motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman,
I'll make
as
a motion to
amended
approve.
for.
As
westerly
amended,
side-
just the westerly
Westerly
side,
side only, yes. Thank you.
because of being a one-way street, okay?
That's correct.
Motion to approve 100 Campbell Avenue on the westerly side of the crosswalk, 10 feet. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as amended.
Okay, a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen.
Aye.
okay, you're welcome, Counselor.
Welcome.
Moving on to requests. Amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, Handicapped Persons Parking Areas by removing 59 Campbell Ave and 24 Warren Street. Mr. DeChico, do you have any comment on these?
Yes, just both of these signs would just need to be removed. There was a request for 59 Campbell Ave is on the books, so the resident had passed away. So we just needed to have a request to have it taken down. Since it's on the books, we can't just remove it.
Okay.
In 24 Warren Street, the family member had sent the letter in. They talked to me during this COVID-19, and I asked them to send a letter to the Traffic Commission in care of me, sent it to my home, and I had scanned it in and sent it to everyone and attached it in an email asking for us to remove that sign because that one is on the city ordinances too, so we just can't take it down.
Okay. So a motion to remove both of these at the family's requests.
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Second.
second it.
And just for edification, there was something else in the email that I sent about another letter from another resident. And I just want to get clarification. So I stopped getting phone calls from the resident
Okay.
about Low Street. There's two signs, one on Winthrop Ave, the corner of Low Street, and one on Low Street itself. There's two handicap signs years ago. One of them was for the resident, but as we were determined by Sergeant Janino, both of those signs are for public use, not for the homeowner's use. The one right on Winthrop Ave is for the Immaculate IC gym, and the one also around the corner on Low Street is also for the public's use, also for the IC gym. That's why those two handicap signs are still in existence. They're not for the homeowner. So I wanted to get that on record as clarification. So I will stop receiving phone calls on those. And also, if any of the other ones that they wanted, there has to be a letter from the family member to have them removed for any other residences.
Okay, thank you for the clarification on the Low Street signs and removal of the other two. Do I hear a motion? This was to remove 59 Campbell and 24 Warren.
I'll make a motion to remove those two signs.
Okay.
I'll
Second,
second.
all in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
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 Okay, the last item on the agenda, I assume we have to send this to a public hearing. Amend Schedule 9 of Title 10, isolated stop signs by adding Standish Road for eastbound traffic at Garfield.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was notified by some of the residents that, and I know the school's not in session now, but when it is in session and also when the public is driving the road, they're flying down Standish Road and taking a quick turn onto Garfield, taking a left turn onto Garfield Ave. And they were very concerned about the speed that they're coming down, which I know is an enforcement issue, but we figured they asked for a stop sign there to make the buses stop before proceeding and any vehicles coming down to stop before proceeding and try and slow traffic down on that roadway. So that's why I put this in for the public hearing.
Okay, motion to send this to a public? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Counselor.
I was just gonna say, this is something I asked Sergeant Janino whether or not you guys really felt it was appropriate or not to put it in. By looking at it and seeing it and knowing the neighborhood, I wouldn't have put it in if I didn't think so. But I talked to Sergeant Janino. He wanted to get you guys your input on it and see what you thought.
Okay, so we could send it to a public hearing, and between now and the public hearing, we can go down and take a look at that and make an evaluation of our own.
Sounds good.
Motion to-
Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Motion.
Counselor. Motion to send to a public hearing.
Motion.
Here a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor, all opposed?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
all right, thank you very much. All right. Unless anyone else has any thing to say, this would conclude the Traffic Commission hearing for May 28th. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion, second.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.